All right, return to office ramping up. Office occupancy increasing more than 3 points last week to just shy of 50%. That's according to Kastle's 10-city back-to-work barometer, which tracks badge swipes. The largest jumps in Houston and here in New York City, which each rose 5.6%. Houston up to 61%. New York just about 47. Now, Texas boasts the top three in terms of occupancy. Both coasts lagging in terms of return to office. Dave, I know you've been watching some of these numbers plateau. Yeah. Are we starting to see this dynamic change at all? And I guess, are we going to continue to see any of that growth?
I'm shocked at this jump because, I do watch it every week, and it has been a straight line. It barely ever moves. This does imply there is something subtly changing, especially when you look at seasonality. We're in the spring, we're going into summer when you would think that number would begin to dip a little bit. Perhaps the dynamic in the workplace is changing a little bit. The employer's getting a little more power. Anecdotally, you hear me say this often, I live in a commuter city in which 75% of my town commutes here to New York City, and I have never seen the train as crowded as it was in the last 7 days. Standing room only, 6 or 7 people standing in the aisle. I know this is anecdotal evidence, but it is a dramatic change in the capacity of the commuter trains. Also in New York City, the subway, the MTA measures this. They saw 4 million subway riders on a daily basis late last week. That was the first time since pre-COVID that they hit that number. Yes, this implies something is changing. I can't exactly tell you why, though, because the labor market is still extraordinarily tight. What do you make of it?
It's very tight, but I do think that employees are a little bit just in terms of nervous about what exactly the landscape is going to look like in the economy. We have seen more and more companies continue to lay off workers. Some are in their second, third, even fourth rounds of layoffs over the last year. So I think when people are being encouraged to return to the office, they don't exactly have the confidence that maybe they have had over the last couple of years saying, I'm good, I'm going to stay home. So they're coming back in. They don't necessarily have a choice. So if that is the case, then maybe we do see that number continue to rise a little bit.
Yeah, Chicago and Philly both notched pre-pandemic highs. What's with Texas, though? 1, 2, and 3 in terms of office occupancy, and it ain't even close. It's dramatic.
And they've been leading the
haven't
they been leading for the I don't know. I can't make sense of that.
Because they have traffic. Houston has traffic. Dallas has traffic. Austin has traffic. I can't quite figure it out. They must have shorter commutes than we do on the two coasts.
They must. Because
perhaps it's air conditioning.
You know what? There were a couple studies going back to last summer, people going into the office because of air conditioning. They don't want to pay for it in their homes, in their apartments. So we'll see. Maybe that also plays into this return to office story here, at least headed into summer.